Hello, Internet! Those tuning in on Twitch, in the Discord, or listening in the download. It is Frazzly the Austin Gnome that has been sneezing all week thanks to the allergy debuff that won't go away. If I start sneezing violently, I will try and edit it out in the download. On this episode, we will be discussing a Mount for 100 Exalted Reputations. We'll hear from a resident Pokemon expert on the recent news, talk about a new comic starring Magni, fish that you can use as weapons, Anduin's letter to Sylvanas, Overwatch LEGO, and more. Let's start the gnome train. Welcome to Frazzlecast, a podcast by a Blizzard fan gnome about World of Warcraft and geeky stuff. We're recording live from a tavern. Each week we are joined by awesome people from around Azeroth and beyond. This is episode 57. Our guests tonight are the ever miscellaneous Pauly.
Hello.
Hey, and the Pokemon catcher extraordinaire, Lady Emma.
Hola, everyone.
Hola.
That's as far as my Spanish goes.
See, so Pauly, as far as I know, and maybe some of the audience knows, you are host of the Miscellaneous podcast and the Summoning Stone. You are a WoW player.
Yes, we're good with that.
Is the Summoning Stone Gaming, that's your YouTube series?
Yeah, just started. It's like a little side project we're doing.
Very cool. Well then, let's go around the table and let's see what's new with everyone. And we will start with Pauly.
Playing a lot of beta for World of Warcraft and loving it.
I have a question. With you playing it, won't you get kind of bored or sick of it when it becomes live?
You know, Giggles asked that before, and no. I don't know. I'm digging it a lot. There's so much. I wish I could go into more, but I can't. I'm doing that right now, keeping the shows going.
I've been in the beta once. I need to go back in, but it's been about 2 weeks since I've been back in, just due to time and stuff. Once I'm past my school sessions, I'm hoping to be able to get into beta more, because I'll have a little bit more time, because I'm taking a little bit of time off after this course.
Yeah, I haven't stepped into it, because this expansion, I know for a fact, I have been burnt out one too many times.
And I know a lot of content creators got burnt out on Legion by playing it so much in the beta that when Legion launched, they're like, I already covered all this. Like, it's going to be weird in a way. We've covered a lot of like the stuff that's coming in, like toys and things like that. So some of it won't be new and fresh, but then we'll have our experiences and we'll have things that we'll talk about, like what we're experiencing. So Lady Emma, what have you been up to?
Lots and lots of pet battling. I am slowly working on the family familiar.
Oh.
What I've been doing for the one for Argus, the Fell Beast one, is if that battle pet is up, I will just make sure I have all the right combinations, sit there and do them all at once, and never ever come back, unless it's the daily. My raid team took a break from doing the achievements that we were doing. So we're missing, I think, 1 in Argus and then 3 in the Tomb. We basically finished them all, but they said they're taking a break, which, you know what? I'm kind of happy. I felt like I was dragging my feet when I was going. The last time we went was on my birthday. We spent 2 hours after raid, so we finished raid early, debating on what we're doing for the next content, which is fine and great, but I didn't think we needed to be there for the whole 2 hours.
Was it like a lot of theory crafting and stuff like that?
It was that, and they're changing the way they're going to be running the raid team, where the raid leaders and the role leaders, if they think that you are, challenging yourself and doing things really well, then you're going to continue doing like the push forward. And they're thinking Wednesday is going to be that push forward day where you kind of need the invite to go on that day. And then Monday, which is our other day, to be the fun day, the relaxed day. Smart.
So that way you don't burn out the people that are progressing, then you help people that get geared up on the fun day.
Mm-hmm. But one of the things someone brought up, and I kind of agree with it, is like, I think Monday, because that's the start of the week, should be kind of like that, see how far we can go. And then Wednesday, put your nose to the grind and just push forward and see how far you can push forward. Because let's say, all right, so I'm not invited on Mondays. I at least can have now from Wednesday to Monday to either join someone or pug or whatever and get what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's better for them because then they're not killing the same bosses again for the people who are doing it on Monday and getting like no loot.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And then a couple people were feeling like, well, they'll never be able to raid because their schedule is more for the Wednesdays, not for the Mondays. So they could never make it to the Mondays. So that's another thing is about scheduling. Can people make it for whatever the fun day is or the relaxed day? So it's all little things. And of course, with every expansion, your tune changes. They're not the same. Mm-hmm. So you're basically relearning a tune every time.
Yeah.
That's going to be kind of interesting because I'll be honest, I haven't been looking at what changes of the warlocks or which spec is best. For me, I just want to play what spec I find the most fun. Yeah. I do like to have the most powerful one. I won't lie because who doesn't? But I want to have fun. And I mentioned to the team multiple times because they also want to know what we're playing. And I'm like, human warlock. Why isn't anyone listening to me? It's a human warlock. I was trying to make the meeting a little bit more upbeat because it started to get very monotone. And like I said, it was a 2-hour meeting. And I'm like, that could have been like, okay, half an hour to talk about what they're planning on. Then half an hour about any questions. If anyone has any personal things, you can go to these people, or maybe we'll put in discussion part in Discord. And then everyone, let's go have fun with the rest of the night. Also, I might have been a little jaded because it was my birthday and I didn't do anything on it because I was planning on raiding. And we got one of the achievements, and they needed me for that because I was the one who was banishing the little fire dude. The second to last boss, there's these little fire elementals, little tiny ones. Well, you need to banish him in the right position so he gets hit 6 times by the boss. Now, the key thing is you don't want the boss to touch him. Because if the boss touches him, he disappears. If he misses one of those hits, then you don't get it. You have to wipe and redo it. So he has to be hit 6 times, and then he transforms. Once he transforms, you kill him. Then you kill the boss, and then yay, achievement. It was a lot of fun. And then we messed up on the last one, where apparently when you're dead, you have to kill like 19 or 9 gold balls within a certain amount of time. And I don't know if it's one person needs to collect it all, or everyone can collect it all, or what. And then you kill the boss. Sadly, we didn't do it correctly, and I don't think they're planning on going back and doing it.
Probably an achievement get once BFA launches.
Yeah, I find usually a couple expansions. Like, I just finished Siege of Orgrimmar achievements.
Same, yeah. You got it first, and then I got it like a week after you did.
Yeah. It's life, right?
Absolutely. That's cool news about the raid team. And I saw CTR was saying, if you're in CTR or in any guild, now's the time to really get into a raid group because right now people are on absence. And if you can get in and get good at your class, then once BFA is ready, you'll be ready to go. There's a good point about the relearning your class, whatever changes, because we're not going to have the artifacts, and that's going to be an interesting thing. Like, I have some abilities that part of my artifact, and I hope that
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, like one of my traits heals me based off my rage. I'm like, I'm gonna really need that. I got so used to basically healing myself, just gotta spam enough abilities.
See, for me, what I'm thinking of as affliction, my weapon makes my agony kind of like an explosion dot. So with no traits in that, it's now just a dot, not an explosion.
It sounds like some of those will be moved into talents and part of the main abilities. They're just trying to figure out what they want to move from one to the other.
Well, I hope that one stays because it makes, going through old dungeons and everything so much easier because I just have to dot them and then walk away and then it explodes.
With this last expansion, I used to be all over the table, and I finally was able to funnel into just one character to play. And then now playing beta, without giving too many spoilers, it's kind of up in the air again. And all the great things within the new stuff that's coming is what you guys just described with your affliction and everything. It probably will be still there, just in a different form. And
that's kind of what Ali is saying in chat, is that a lot of those are going to be baked in. It just depends on what's there. Like, I hope warriors can still heal themselves, because that's been very beneficial.
When it comes to your rating things, back in the day, I used to be a huge rager. I was main tank and then main healer at one point. And when you were talking about your meeting, oh man, that brought back flashbacks of all that stuff. And I really miss being in a raid group. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I've been part of Facepull for a couple non-main runs, but like going after Mythic and achievements, and I'm like, wow, this reminds me of when I did stuff in Molten Core and Vanilla.
Yeah.
I've not been in a raid group since Vanilla, so I'm hoping that changes in BFA. Just right now, college is taking a lot out of me.
Yeah.
I got my first raid team because of the Molten Core anniversary. I was the only person who was CCing, mainly because I like to banish things, hence me banishing on the achievement. And the person who was kind of holding it, he's like, wow, you actually know how to play your class. And then I joined the team, and then he realized, no, I just fake it to make it look real.
And you're Affliction right now?
I moved back to Affliction. In the beginning, I was Destruction, because I know Destruction at the time did a nicer amount of damage. And I switched back to Affliction because of the current raid. It was more beneficial.
Warlocks are like my little guilty pleasure character to play on, because I'm not good at them, but I love Affliction. And Affliction has gone through so many changes over the expansions.
Oh, tons. Like, some ways it's still the same as Mists of Pandaria, just like few talents have been taken away. But I felt ever since Draenor, they have broken Warlocks. So it's either very micromanage, like you have to hit everything at the right time in the right order, or you do no DPS at all. Or all of a sudden, you have the right gear, which gives you the right burst, and you're blowing everything out of the water.
Yeah.
Depending on your spec. Affliction, micromanage, Destruction was you're waiting for bursting gear. And I'll be honest, I haven't tried Demonology. I really should.
Oh, Demonology looked fun. And okay, I did the one where you have like a gazillion little imps everywhere, and you're like, yes, my legion will kill things, yes.
This past weekend, I was in a dance competition. I placed first in all of those. So that was a lot of fun. It took a lot of time. One thing I wanted to point out is I saw Solo. I really liked it. I know Solo is kind of controversial on some of its people liking it and not liking it.
I haven't seen it.
Yes, I've seen it.
I have not.
It's good. I won't get into spoilers, except two cool things. I left the theater, and the row ahead was talking about all the stuff in the extended universe that made an appearance in the movie. Then Massively OP has an article where Solo has a couple references to Star Wars Galaxies. So I'll put those in the show notes as well. I was a musician in Star Wars Galaxies, so I definitely remember the musical instrument they mentioned, and I think I used that speeder. But yeah, it's kind of cool that they're bringing back things from other properties. They're kind of reintroducing it into the canon.
Did you feel that, okay, after you watched it in the theater and you drove home, it gave you that weird feeling like when you were a kid and you watched it? Like, you needed to watch it more to digest more because there's so much in there? Yeah.
It does work as a standalone movie. I know it's Solo, and I'm making that joke a lot, but it feels like there's a lot more to it. And Joe Hogan on Geektitude brought up an interesting point. Characters that they brought up in the movie, it would be cool to see them in a main episode movie at some point, because that would really pull the prequels into the series much better. I like what they're doing, main like episode movies and doing these prequel movies, because it kind of fleshes out some of the character.
Yeah.
Oh!
Like when Rogue One first came out, that kind of thing.
Eric Gowder has a theory that combines MCU with Star Wars. Okay, I'm going to bring you on. I got to hear this.
All right, this is just a wacky out there theory. But, so you've seen Solo. You know, I'm not going to spoil it, but those who have seen it, you'll understand who Kira's talking to at the hologram at the end.
Yes.
Okay, I was surprised to see this individual. But that individual is connected, like, through the movie that they were in to another character who's played by an actor who plays... Well, I'll just put it this way. This particular character is in a movie with a character named Mace Windu, who's played by Samuel L. Jackson, who plays Nick Fury in The Avengers. What if it turns out they're the same person?
Oh, I like this. Could you imagine the next Avengers movie, someone like Rey coming out with a lightsaber and just, like, taking down Thanos?
I want to see Chewbacca versus Thanos. I think it would be great.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. So
but if you remember, there is a lightsaber in which movie was it where he cut himself out of the Hootie guy?
Yeah.
TV, right?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Plus, they're all owned by Disney now, so if they want to make just all of the money all in one go, it can happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all feel a little like your brain was going nuts trying to look at the new guy who's playing Han Solo and comparing him to Harrison Ford like throughout
Yes.
the entire movie?
Yeah.
Now,
Couldn't get over it, yeah.
See,
All
I
right,
haven't
now,
seen the
here-
movie, but I've done that with just the commercial. I'm like,
Here-
no, it's not right.
There's
Here's
moments where he actually looks just like him.
Yeah.
There's moments where you're like going, oh, I don't...
here's my way that I could describe him. It's top half of his head is Carl Urban, bottom half is Harrison Ford. That's
got
what
quiet.
that's what I was saying the entire time. Everybody's just like, oh,
Well,
horrifying love
yeah.
child.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what do you think of Lando Calrissian?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
Loved it.
And did you see how Professor Flitwick was in the movie as well?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Harry Potter is
Warwick
actually...
Davis.
Yes.
Oh no, are they combining Harry Potter now?
Yes.
Wait, is that Disney owned too?
no.
No.
No, that's
That's Warner Brothers until Disney buys Warner
Warner
Brothers.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then
Ridiculous.
Yeah, they're gonna combine it all.
So I would say definitely check out Geektitude. They have a solo spoiler cast. I don't want to get into too much solo other than I liked it, but I understand why people who didn't like it. In WoW, what I did was I got the Pepe Draenor toy, field photographer title, started working on Chromie. Today I got Riddler's Mindworm, and I'm working on Thunda, who's now 77. So I'm just doing a lot of random things, kind of both with the dance competition I had over the weekend and school. I just haven't had a lot of time to get into like some serious stuff in WoW, so I've just been like a lot of the other stuff. And also on Netflix, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt season 4 is out, so that's also taking my time too. That show is just amazing. And I told Eric Gowder that as soon as I'm done with Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is on my list. I need...
You haven't watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No, I keep meaning to. And we had to talk a couple episodes with Eric Gowder about what a great show it is. And it's like, it's on my list. I've been like watching like a lot of dramas and stuff like you know what? I should take a time and just get into some happy stuff like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Kimmy Schmidt.
Well, I haven't seen the one you're talking about.
Oh, this one's by Tina Fey. It is hilarious. I can't explain it other than this person was in a bunker for like, I believe it was 10 years or...
I like Tina Fey.
And Tina Fey is a great writer. 15 years.
Yeah.
So Kimmy Schmidt is in a bunker for 15 years. And now they're trying to get back into the culture. And there's some interesting stuff in season 4. But I think with that, I'll move us into BFA. I don't want to spoil Solo or Kimmy Schmidt. With BFA, there hasn't been a lot that's happened recently. Other than Reigns of the Spectral Phoenix, there is now a 100 Exalted Reputations mount. And I think that's actually pretty cool. There's a reward for getting a lot of rep grind. And it looks really cool. Just today, there was another beta build. And Wowhead had an article. There are some very cute battle pets. There is food that turns you into a pigman, which resembles a lot like the pigmen in Minecraft. So I like that.
I come across those.
And there is a weapon that looks like a fish.
Huh?
So you can finally fish shop and you can wear a candle.
You can wear a candle?
Yeah, there's a candle helmet.
Wow.
BFA is going to have a lot of fun things. A lot of fun transmog. It's just going to be an expansion of a lot of like things to find, and there's like a lot of secrets that they're going to have in it. I'm looking forward to the expansion. It's just going to kind of add a joy of adventure again. So even though the show is WoW, there is a topic that came out this week, and we have our resident Pokemon expert. And Pauly, I don't know if you play Pokemon.
No.
Have you played Pokemon Go at all?
Yeah, we played it when we went to the baseball game.
I think you'll find this interesting. The first game for Nintendo Switch to launch will be called Pokemon Let's Go?
Nope, the very first one is actually the new adventure awaits in Pokemon Quest. This one, I believe, is already out on the Switch. Next month, it will be out on the iOS, Android. Basically, what I'm hearing from people is mixed reviews on this one, where some people like it, some people don't. Some people have this game in the background while they're playing other stuff. So basically, your Pokemon is more of a blocky character. You can't really control the Pokemon, but players must keep tapping to attack other creatures.
Which is weird because Pokemon's been about the turn-based fighting.
Yeah, so, well, there's a few other games, like on the 3DS. which I can't think of what it is, but basically the Pokemon are like wind-up toys and all that. And yeah, you basically are button mashing, fainting other Pokemon. What is coming out, so this will be the second Switch Pokemon game, which is their main type game. It will be coming out November 16th, and the name of the game is called Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. So this one is kind of has a Pokemon Yellow feel to it, where the Pokemon follows you around.
Okay.
If you get the Eevee game, you have an Eevee that follows you around. If you get the Pikachu one, you have a Pikachu that follows you around. Now, apparently, there is a Pokeball Plus that works with the Pokemon Go. Well, with this thing, you can put the Pikachu or Eevee in there, so when you're going out pet battling on Pokemon Go, you can like shake it and it apparently will make the sound of that Pokemon that you have in there, Eevee or Pikachu. But it will also act like the Plus, where it buzzes and you hit the button and apparently you catch things or spin the Pokestops.
The Pokemon Go Plus was $35, and I enjoyed that one.
Mm-hmm. So this one's just like a Pokeball.
Yeah.
Right now it says it will launch November for $50.
Okay, and that is both a Joy-Con that only works in the Pokemon Let's Go, but also works with Pokemon Go. So you don't need the Pokemon Go Plus. You can use this. It is kind of cool with the Pokemon Go Plus to be able to press it to get things.
It's going to be interesting because with the game, how you catch the Pokemon in Pokemon Go is how you catch the Pokemon in-game, which I'm not a big fan of. I want to be able to weaken them and then throw a Pokeball, not imitate throwing a Pokeball and pray that it actually hits the Pokemon, because I'm sorry, I have bad aim.
Me too.
I think this is one reason why I stopped playing Pokemon Go, because 9% of the time, because if you do a curveball and you get it in when it's in the ring thingy, then it gets this extra stats and all this.
That's why I enjoyed the Plus, even though I wish the Plus would have used my higher level Pokeballs. It only used the basic one. I stopped playing Pokemon Go because of the battery life.
Yeah, well, that's the other reason why. It will always use the weaker Pokeball first, and then it will start using the stronger ones after.
Not for mine, at least unless it's changed. When I was
maybe
playing,
you have to change it in the settings or something, because originally it was supposed to use the weaker one, and then when you have no more weaker ones, it will use the next level up.
When I've not played for probably 6 to 9 months, so they probably have changed it since then.
Yeah, this game's also going to have the original 151. Like I said, it sounds like it's basically Pokemon Yellow been remastered for the Switch. The graphics look phenomenal.
And if it's the level of Pokemon Yellow, I could see that being a very fun game, because I enjoyed Yellow. I know that was years ago on the Game Boy, but I enjoyed Yellow.
I have the Pokemon Yellow Special Edition Game Boy.
Ooh.
And it basically looks new.
I found from Polygon an article that their next core RPG will be out in 2019. What's interesting is it does sound like the 3DS is probably dead as a console, because they're saying that this core RPG will be on the Switch. And there's been a little bit of like a change in the language Nintendo's been using. For a long time, they weren't calling the Switch a handheld, but it was a home console. And now they're saying that, yeah, it is a handheld and home console. They're still selling 3DS, but I think they're moving into making it. And in Japan, they are selling a bundle of the Switch without the dock.
Well, see, it was technically going to be a handheld because they want you to be able to travel with it.
Yeah.
And, play with random people, all this stuff. So they were always planning on doing this. So it was just a matter of time when they're going to do it. They also have to test the water of how people like it, if people are going to play with other people. I know my best friend, as being a pilot, she's all over the place. This is something small and easy to put in her bag, and she can go off with it. And then when she's in the hotel and nothing to do, she can play.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who will play their Switch in the car, not while they're driving. They'll play the Switch, and my nephew will take the Switch with him. I think on a recent trip, they took the Switch with him.
But there's still a lot of things I'm still looking up on the news of this game. I'm right now completely torn. But one thing I did find interesting, just what I could tell from the video, I have to go into more details into looking at this, and so hopefully next time I'm on, I can give you more details. But it looks like this will be the way to be able to trade your Pokemon in Pokemon Go with other people.
Okay. I don't love that. I can understand it. I could see this being the way to capture Pokemon in Pokemon Go and to kind of train them in Pokemon Go, but then just to trade them around using the Switch.
Because one of the things that, perfect example, Mr. Mime is only in England. I have a Mr. Mime. I wish I got more, but I only got one. But let's say I had a few Mr. Mime. I come back here. I know my friends who don't have Mr. Mime. They really want him, but there's no way they're going to be able to go to Europe to get it. It's just not in their card right now. Maybe down the road, but maybe they won't play it. But so let's just say right now. Well, what it looks like you do is you basically put your Mr. Mime into your Switch, and then your friend comes over, and then you give that Mr. Mime from your Switch into their game.
The only thing I would say on that is I would probably have my phone more often than my Switch. I don't have a Switch right now, and I say right now because I know at some point I may actually end up getting one, especially if Diablo 3 comes to it. But yeah, I would say that I would more often have my phone, and it would be nice to be able to transfer on my phone and then transfer it to the game. I don't like having to use the Switch to transfer it.
I think they're doing it that way so, your Switch is more integrated, but this is only what I can tell.
And I'm confused. Like, some reports I'm seeing are that you can download it from Go to the Let's Go on the Switch, but then I'm hearing that you can't transfer back to Go. That's where I'm kind of confused. I do think it is interesting, though. I had a suspicion from the beginning, I think a lot of people did, that Pokemon Go was a gateway to get people to buy a mainstream Pokemon title. And I think this is showing, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the core RPG has integration with Pokemon Go as well. I'm going to guess the core RPG does not, because I could be wrong, but I think they're not going to want to hamper that game's longevity with Pokemon Go, because Pokemon Go is still here right now, but we can't depend on it being around forever. And a lot of core RPGs of Pokemon can still be played years down the road.
Well, I don't think it's based fully on Pokemon Go. I think Pokemon Go is like the nice bonus side game, but the style of catching is very much like Pokemon Go.
Okay.
That's why it has the option. But like I said, I think you need the little Pokeball device or, yeah, maybe it was the Pokeball. No, it was the game I saw. So I'm going off of memory here. But yeah, no, there's a lot of aspects from just the video clip that I've seen that is a lot like Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about that, to be quite honest. Pokemon Go is a good game. It's just not the game that I would constantly always play. Like, my phone battery died a lot.
Mine too. That's why I stopped playing.
I know I'm not the only one, but I kill the power banks because the cords usually break because I put it in my bag, and if I don't take the cord out of it, then the cord wiggles the port and breaks the port, and then it doesn't work.
Yep, I've done that, and I have also dropped a power bank and had the power bank never be able to charge ever again. Yep,
they don't last long for me at all.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more power banks explode. How much power we're putting in these power banks, and that they're probably not made by the most sophisticated companies. But that's a whole different
can of worms.
Yeah.
I also don't have a Switch because I didn't really think I needed one.
Well, if Blizzard brings games, I think I know at least 2 people on this current episode, it may be 3, who will be getting a Switch if Blizzard brings games to it.
Yeah, I've asked my boyfriend, he's like, oh, it looks like I need a Switch. And he's saying no because we're going to a cruise a month before the game comes out. And obviously...
gotta choose.
Yep.
Cruise.
And he knows I'll probably pick the Switch, and he's like, no, not happening.
Well, what if you take it with you? You get a Switch to go on the cruise, so that way in the downtime, you can be playing Skyrim. Dragon Ball.
Have you been on a cruise?
Yeah, I've been on quite a few.
I'm apparently going on the biggest cruise ship in the world. So all I'm thinking of is Titanic scenarios in my head.
No. It's not going to... Well, they're having a couple cruises out of things. Anyway, yeah, no, it'll be good.
It's the biggest cruise in the world. and I've been watching videos on it, and it looks like I'm gonna get lost on this place.
Wait,
So.
does it come with a water slide?
Yes.
All right.
That is some of the best ones I've been on. Last cruise I went on had a water slide. That is so much fun.
Yeah.
Eric
with the
agrees
buffets.
with me that biggest cruise in the world, so the Titanic. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be the Titanic.
But Emma, I don't want to lose you. I enjoy having you as part of the show. I don't want to have you.
I'll never let go, Emma.
Yeah, never let go.
Never let go.
Well, the female usually survives, and I'm going with my boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Great. He's going to be Jack Dawson. That's nice. Does he look like Leo? Does that help? No?
No, he's half Asian.
But I mean, haven't you seen Titanic 2, where Jack comes back to the surface? Look on YouTube. There's the trailer. Someone did an amazing job splicing it together.
They could have fit on that piece of wood. I'm just saying.
Well, no. Mythbusters actually went through and they kind of said if they put life preservers under it, but there was enough physics. There's an episode of Mythbusters on it.
I like that.
You would have thought of, doing that.
I know. I always love it, though. Don't let go. Oh, you're dead. Okay. Get off me. Ew,
Yeah.
get off me.
Well, it's a frozen corpse attached to your hand. What do you think?
But I mean,
then again, she goes up to another corpse and steals his whistle and starts blowing it. So,
do you want to build a snowman? I don't know. Okay, bye.
I'm just picturing Frozen in the Atlantic on the Titanic. Elsa and
Can I bring this back to the Pokemon game
yes,
real quick?
please.
All right, because I was listening intently to all this. So I didn't want to interrupt anything, but does anybody ever play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, or is that?
I've played Magic the Gathering once, but I've not played Yu-Gi-Oh.
I played Yu-Gi-Oh instead of Pokemon, so
I collected the Pokemon cards.
At least you didn't play Digimon. Digimon was the cheap ripoff.
Digimon, yeah.
That was hey, let's copy Pokemon. No, I'm probably going to get emails saying no. Actually, Digimon was here sooner. Would this make you buy a Switch?
No, I mean I'm gonna buy a Switch. Well, see, I'm not a big game console person. I actually don't play any video games. I don't know if I told you that story or not. WoW is the only video game I play. And it's literally just because my friends got me into it.
I think I might have heard that on Summoning Stone. I'm trying to remember.
I know we talked about it, must have been on the Miscellaneous podcast, but
yeah,
I'm that guy who doesn't play video games.
I didn't play video games for a long time. Then OnLive came out with that cloud gaming where you could play. And I've played so many games, like I beat Mafia 2 and different things. And then
Mafia. Facebook.
Oh, no, not that one. This was the 2K.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was 2K games. Mafia 3 came out. I've not played that one, but I own a PS4 and I've not played it in a long time because I like having my gaming on one computer now.
Yeah, you watch DVDs through it now.
No, I don't watch DVDs anymore. I do it all like Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah,
and
right.
And Vudu.
Yeah, most people.
And what? Vudu? What's that?
Vudu is owned by Walmart, and you can buy movies there, and then you can connect.
Walmart.
It's Walmart's digital service. Hook it up with Ultraviolet, and then you buy movies on Vudu, and they add them to your Ultraviolet library. Playable on Vudu. Then Disney has a thing called Movies Anywhere, where you connect your Vudu to your Amazon, to your Xbox, and all your movies will sync across like Apple and things like that. So they sync across all these storefronts.
We'll have to talk about this later because you're saying words I don't know.
Okay. But do you know the word Magni? Magni Bronzebeard?
Bronzebeard, yeah.
There is a new comic called World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth #2, Magni the Speaker. Just came out. It's free. It's about 12 pages, so short enough for me to read. I read it today. And I like where they're going with this stuff. I like the Jaina one. I like the Magni Bronzebeard. There's a lot of really good stuff with the story.
So check that out.
I feel like Christy Golden is really bringing the story into a cohesive manner. Because I know they brought Christy Golden on after all the books that they've written. And they're like helping with the story. But it's like when Disney bought Pixar and started using Pixar's story department for other places. I feel like Blizzard is really getting a cohesive story, and they're kind of looking at where have they fallen short on the story and really pushing it forward.
Was she like a fan book person before, and then or has she always been a writer for them?
She's been a writer for them and for other companies. I think she did.
Didn't she do Diablo at one point?
She might have done Diablo. I think she did Witcher.
Hello, my friends. Stay a while and listen.
Oh, could you imagine a Witcher 3 Diablo game? She wrote, and then they hired Christy on to help with the story for WoW. I feel like, I know that they've been planning Battle for Azeroth for a long time, but I'm also going to bet that maybe they started working with Christy as soon as they found out that Metzen was retiring. They probably were trying to find who could help replace Metzen.
Yeah.
And then officially, Christy might not have been officially working for Blizzard, but started working for Blizzard to get things ready. Because you can really tell a cohesive story. I like that they now have a team for Horde and for Alliance. But yeah, so definitely check out this comic. It's free. Another thing that's happening is, I saw this from Alessander, that there is a clothing company, Uniqlo, and they're partnering with Blizzard, and they have a new summer line of clothing.
Oh, it's stylish and sleek.
A lot of it seems to be like Overwatch, but one interesting line, and still Overwatch, is Lego will create Overwatch-themed Lego sets featuring Overwatch heroes.
As clothing, or...
No, not wearing Lego. But, and Hasbro's planning to release a variety of Overwatch toys and games. And a wide variety of Overwatch-themed Nerf guns. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, this is...
that'd be kind of cool.
So this article is more than just Uniqlo, but it's Hasbro and Lego. Which actually makes a lot of sense, because they're getting people interested through Overwatch League, and then kids are watching Overwatch League, and then playing Overwatch, and then make games and stuff like that. Wow.
Back to the clothing line. Does it apply to like real life stuff, or is this only like WoW stuff? Like, is there you can't wear white after May or something like that?
This, according to the site, it will be...
no one caught it.
T-shirts. I'm a gnome, so that's jokes over my head sometimes. The line includes T-shirts featuring Overwatch, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Diablo, and Heroes of the Storm. So there will be some World of Warcraft T-shirts with Uniqlo. But the Hasbro just mentions Overwatch, and Lego mentions Overwatch.
I'm a big hoodie fan, and I was trying to get a hoodie for World of Warcraft, and I can't find anything good on Amazon.
Have you checked Jinx?
No.
I have a really good hoodie from them.
Yeah, me too. I've got one
we're talking about like not the zip up one. I mean like the one with the little pocket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I have a Warlock one from Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx and Blizzard Gear Store. I've got a really good hoodie as well. That's not. I've got a zip up and non-zip up hoodie, but yeah.
Okay, who's all Horde here? Just want to throw it out there. Okay, because I wanted the For the Alliance one. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I own a Horde hoodie. Back when I thought I was going to play Horde, and I own a couple Horde things, but I am all Alliance. Now I've got a question to ask later on from the community about factions and all that. But yeah, for the most part, I am Alliance due to time.
You bleed blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on the highway a little while ago, and there was a guy with a Horde emblem in the back of his truck. So I drove up on him and showed my Alliance. I'm a dork.
That's awesome. So speaking of the faction war, they have released an excerpt from Before the Storm, which is Christy Golden's novel that is coming out, I didn't realize, in about 2 weeks. So I've already got it pre-ordered on Kindle and Audible. But they have a letter from Anduin, and all I'll say is it's really good.
Ooh. For the Alliance. That's all I know from Anduin.
For the Alliance.
Whoa, hey now.
You just made Sylvanas mad. Sylvanas was actually watching the stream, and Sylvanas left.
If you listen to, it was I think 3 or 4 episodes back of the Summoning Stone, we were fighting back and forth about Giggles is pro-Horde and we're all pro-Alliance. I found all these different versions of For the Alliance and For the Horde in different languages. So I put those into sounders.
Nice! Yeah, Giggles For the Alliance.
For the Alliance.
Yes. He still plays Alliance, but he's talking about going Horde. So I don't know.
I mean, I can understand it. I want to play Horde for the story and some of the stuff, and like some of the races are pretty fun, but I only have time really for the Alliance.
Oh, and beta, I'm all over the place. I'm just checking it all out, and they got some really nice stuff.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. They have Jurassic Park. I can't say no more.
Oh, I'm just like...
Don't tell me!
Yeah. So, let's look into the future. So, oh wow, Jurassic World's coming out soon. I enjoy the Jurassic Park movies. I don't mind.
Oh, Really?
Yeah,
That new one?
I'm looking forward to it. Again, I probably have low standards. I'm a gnome, but
That's the equivalent of, what was it? The other one, the second one, I think, where the T-Rex got to Las Vegas or something.
okay. Second one wasn't bad. Third one was like jumping the dinosaur.
Jumping the dinosaur. I like that.
Hey, there were no sharks.
Yeah.
They're on a tank opening up new businesses with people pitching.
I liked the third one. There's a good ending to it.
Was third one the one with that one kid who was parasailing?
He stole the eggs, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That was the first, what's his name? Who plays Star-Lord?
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, it's the first Chris Pratt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was all like that, yeah.
I remember him from the movie Genius on Disney Channel. Now we're talking about Disney Channel movies. Okay. Hey, Lady Emma, I'm going to...
It's like a Kevin Bacon game.
Oh, near us, there was somebody running for office as Kevin Bacon.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
I don't think that they won the primary. It was just funny to be like, oh, wow, Kevin Bacon's running. Okay, Lady Emma, let's look to the future in a non-spoilery way with Kilrock's Sight.
Wait, is this like a prediction?
Yes. Well, not really. Welcome to Kilrag's site. Here are the upcoming events for June in World of Warcraft. Darkmoon Fair will start at June 3rd to June 9th. So that's the best time to get your rep buffs on all those tokens that you've been holding on to. The main holiday this month is Midsummer Fire Festival. It starts June 21st until July 3rd. There will be daily quests which will award season currency, Burning Blossom, for this event. On the first day, you can get approximately 900 Burning Blossom by clicking on all the bonfires, which you can only do once per toon. After that, you get about 30 each day by doing the dailies and the event boss. You will need about 1,460 Burning Blossoms to get all the awards and do all the achievement. The event boss will drop a back armor piece that scales with your level. Remember, level 20 toons can queue up. If I remember correctly, it gives decent XP, especially with all the heirloom gear. You also have a chance of getting a pet frigid fostling that can be in the satchel of good chills. I'm pretty sure that will do really well on the auction house if you're trying to farm gold for the next expansion. The micro holiday is 1000 Boat Bash starting on June 6 until late June 8. This will take place in the Eastern Thousand Needle. Once you're there, you'll enter the event, and you'll get a small boat that is race-specific. There will be a few quests that will give you a few fun items that will last 7 days to move fast across the water. The weekly bonuses for June is Legion Dungeon, which starts June 5th, Pet Battle, that starts June 12th. If you take part of the pet battling level bonus, then you would want to go to your garrison on Wednesday, June 13th, as Squirt the Wandering will be up for that extra pet battle leveling. So take advantage of it when you can. And if you remember Posty, max level battles sell really well in the auction house. Cataclysm Time Walking Dungeon will start on June 19th, and the last event of the month is Arena Skirmish that starts on June 26th. These are all the events that are going to be happening, so I hope you guys have a fun time.
The Midsummer one, that one I like, except the fire juggling. I've tried for the past 2 years to do fire juggling.
Oh, it is hard. What you have to do is pray that you don't have a laggy computer and has your resolution up high so you can see the shadow on the ground of the juggler.
And that should be good for me because I'm a gnome, so I'm close to the ground. But I still have issues with it.
Is it a Chihuahua?
No, it's the wishbone dog.
Aw.
See, we brought Wishbone into it again.
Eric was bugging me earlier today because that's how I was explaining it. It's the dog that plays Wishbone. It's that type of dog. Whatever it is. I don't know.
So yeah, definitely a lot of good events. I'm glad that they do these every month. It makes the game at least feel a little different that there's stuff. I'm going to bring up something from the pantry. So Alessander talked about how series creators are training AI to form memories by playing StarCraft. This is from PC Gamer. They are making the AI play Blizzard StarCraft, and they're saying this is similar to how Google did it with DeepMind. The thing I don't like about this is, didn't anybody watch War Games? And isn't anybody watching Westworld? And hasn't that taught us anything?
Ooh, War Games, like with Matthew Broderick?
Yeah.
Do you want to play a game?
It's like we're teaching AI to play games, but it's not going to go well. And Marty from the Blue Recluse has said that Google is helping the Pentagon build AI for drones. I'm kind of scared by this, but we'll see what happens because we both have Google with DeepMind. Oh, I just realized we have Siri playing StarCraft. We have Google playing StarCraft. All the AI wants to play StarCraft.
They need more pylons.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to assemble more pylons.
Something.
From the community, I got an email from Marty of the Blue Recluse, and they said, "Hi, Frasley. I just listened to episode 56 of your show where Tom and Michael from the Blue Recluse were guesting. You guys talked about reaching out to podcasts and that it's something we rarely do, so I thought that I should be better at it myself. So here you go, an email because I really enjoyed the episode. I listened to your show ages ago when you were new to the podcasting scene. Wow, I'm sorry, Marty. But I have to admit, I haven't kept up with your show since. I definitely understand. There's so many shows out there. It's hard to keep up with all of them. But I listened to the newest episode, and your show has really improved so much. Well, thank you, Marty.
Yay!
It was a really good listen, and I'll definitely add you back to the weekly shows I listen to. Want to buy more hours of each day. I definitely agree with you, Marty. I want to do that as well. So keep up the good work. I'm looking forward to hear more and looking forward to guesting the show myself in August, right around BFA's launch.
Oh, that's right. It's in August.
Yes, August 14th. I'm excited because, like I said, right now I'm doing a lot of alt leveling. I don't know what to do yet. And wow, it's like I'm trying to figure out what to do until it launches because it's...
There's too much to do. That's the problem.
And if everything goes its ways going in beta with me, I'm going to be a little teary-eyed.
Oh.
Don't say anything. No,
okay.
No.
That's why I'm not saying anything.
No, bad.
So, Lady Emma, can you bring up our next subject?
One of the people that I follow on Twitter and all that, she is the Gold Queen. She might not be able to continue doing what she's been doing, which is basically making ways so people learn how to make gold in World of Warcraft. And she does a lot of things for the community where she'll give out prizes for people and like has her own website. Well, she's done a lot of things and, you know, money is tight and the website, her time, everything, she does not get paid for at all. And she normally doesn't ask for anything. And she's kind of been like saying, hey, if you want this to keep going, I do need help. So she has made a Patreon. So if you want to help her out and all that to keep her going strong, she says in 6 months, so maybe 5 months now is how long her website's going to be left. So it's really sad because, like I said, she does wonderful, great work teaching people like, hey, you know, this is a really good item to sell on the auction house. Everything that you pick up can go on the auction house because someone probably needs it. Making old transmog gear and put it on there. Somebody probably wants it.
It's like how-tos and everything, right?
Oh, yeah. Total how-to.
YouTube and everything?
I believe she might have YouTube, but I know most of it's blogging.
Oh, blog.
And the Gold Queen's always been ahead of like trends and has always been like, if you want to get ahead of this, try this. So they really know their stuff and they're really good at the gold making. Like
one thing that she brought up, a little blurb of thing is, in the next expansion, something's going to happen to one of the horde places. I'm trying to be very vague, so if you want to look at her thing. And there is items that this area only sells, which is patterns or certain weapons and all that are BOE. So right now is the perfect time to grab them. So when it disappears, you throw it up on the auction house and you'll get a good chunk of money. So she's trying to pre-warn you. It's like, hey, this is disappearing. You should go get this.
It's like what happened in Canada.
Yeah. Or another part is she'll talk about how which pets are probably going to be really good on the auction house, where other pets are not so great on the auction house. Instead of spending, 5 hours on this one pattern that you might get 1,000, 2,000 gold for, well, farm this. Or other things that I've even found, and I find it's hilarious, is when people go somewhere to buy items from a vendor that's really cheap, like for 50 silver, and then put it up for 500 gold. Mm-hmm. They've now just made a huge profit. I've noticed that with an item, which I'm not totally saying what it is, because that's my kind of gold making thing. But it's a vendor item that I get for like 50 silver, and I'll get 500 gold.
It's
Easily.
a cat figurine. Don't lie. I know what it is. I've seen them on the auction house.
And yeah, being a creator takes time to host it all, to do all that.
Mhm.
Definitely visit thegoldqueen.com. They have guides that you can read for free, but also you can buy a guide there. Visit them on patreon.com/thegoldqueen and definitely support them because they've been around for a long time and they are one of the best, if not the best, gold makers out there. I would say they're the best gold maker. I mean, they've always been on top and they're so willing to share their knowledge with people.
Best like non-Chinese farmer one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely.
Can we even say that anymore?
And one thing she likes to point out is she is autistic and she's trying to show, even if you think you have a disability or something that will make it a huge disadvantage, you can do it. Don't just let a disability hold you back. Do what you want to do. And that's what she's trying to show people. It's like, hey, I'm autistic. I believe she has an autistic child as well. So she's trying to support that and do this blog for everyone in the community. And she's never asked for anything. But it's gone to the point where she can no longer do this on her own. She does need the help. And I even asked everyone for a birthday present, please, instead of getting me something, support her, because that's all I can do. I don't have like even $1 to help out, which I feel bad. So if I can let other people know about her and support her.
Well, you're doing it right here. This is exactly what you're doing. You're reaching out to the masses.
I am. And even word of mouth, like, check her out, check out her blog, support her. If you can't support her, let someone else know because they might. So let's do a word of mouth chain and get her the help that she deserves.
And if you've been following the Gold Queen for years and haven't said anything, definitely reach out to them too, because encouragement goes a long way to creators. There's somebody that if we lose them as a person in the community will have lost a very valuable person and a very valuable guide. Yeah,
and she's always great to talk to. I'm always hesitant on Twitter because if the person's like ends up being, kind of higher up, they kind of have this attitude where they're a little bit above everyone. They're not, but they have sometimes come across that. So it's a little hesitant when you start messaging them and it's like, hi, I really like what you're doing, and just be able to she's very down to earth.
Absolutely.
I've gotten that with a lot of podcasters I've texted. Like, hey, there you go.
A question that we saw from Fanduff on the All Things Azeroth Discord, which is another podcast that I listen to on Monday nights. Great podcast. Fanduff linked to a tweet from Ro. And Ro on Twitter was saying, if all the following 4 choices existed in game, which side would you take in World of Warcraft? Alliance, Horde, third faction opposing both, or neutral, no allegiance?
I don't know. I gotta go with Alliance.
I would probably either stay Alliance or be neutral because I wouldn't mind going to both factions.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
You know what they could totally do? The PvEers could be neutral.
And mercenaries, because you can already be mercenary.
Yeah, exactly. So you can be neutral if you're a PvEer. And then if you're a PvPer, so you optimized for PvP world, you either have to be Horde or Alliance.
That would open up a lot of interesting things.
But have you ever played EverQuest 2? So, like, the factions and reputation are big there. So, like, would that then pose a problem? Meaning, like, some places, if you go there, even though you're neutral with them, they still, like, you can't go in.
I like that. I think that would actually be pretty cool, because aren't there some places already that no matter if you're Horde or Alliance, you do things like, I know in Northrend, there's that one place where you start out with the one faction, and then you do something to make the other faction upset, and you have to then do a rep grind to make the other faction like you.
Yeah. Back in level 60 day, we actually slaughtered this whole village for fun. And
I remember those days.
We need a rep for those people later on. We're like, oh.
Yeah, it's like my paladin, I got it up with Bloodsail, and right now all goblins hate my paladin's guts. I mean, that's because they're paladin, but...
Well... I messed up, and I can't get the stupid Blood Buccaneers hat from the pirate because I am exalted with the Blood Buccaneers and the Goblin races.
Interesting.
At the same time. I have to have the Goblins hate me for me able to do that quest, which I think is stupid, and I think they should just allow me to get the quest because I'm exalted with both.
So how is it when you walk into Booty Bay now?
I'm fine. They love me.
Cabbage at you? Oh.
No, and neither does the Blood Buccaneers. They love me too.
Well, after Cata, I guess everything changed.
I'm faced on Booty Bay where I'm in a place where it's on fire and being attacked. Really, there's not that many Booty Bay guards.
Was Booty Bay supposed to be like Peter Pan land in the beginning? I don't know. I heard something about that.
I don't think
No,
so.
I think there was an island off of Booty Bay.
Okay, that would explain that. Yeah, that island.
The island's like you can't really get to it. There is an island somewhere that you can see on the map, but you cannot get to it. You will die.
And that's not GM Island, I don't think.
Like I see it actually on the map on Northern Stranglethorn Island, but when you click on the northern part, it disappears. So there's an island, and then a little further away is a tiny, tiny, tiny island.
But you know what? When Disney, who combines Star Wars and Marvel, then buys Blizzard, and Peter Pan is in the next expansion, we can go to that island.
He's a Peter Pan class. That's
no,
awesome.
No. They're going to make Blizzard World an actual thing.
And then in the game, bring in the Disney properties. So you have like Peter Pan and stuff like that.
Well,
and
they'll probably just, in the game will be innuendos, just like how we have Genie already in the game.
Yeah.
So they're going to be all innuendos. They're not going to be proper named or anything because that's the way Blizzard does things.
That is
Did
true.
you see the Robin Williams Memorial Island?
Yeah.
Oh, that was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I went there last year, and that was sad. I enjoyed the Chris Farley one. I mean, I don't like that Chris Farley.
There's a Chris Farley one?
Yeah.
Where?
Dancing Ogre. It's in World of Draenor. It's not too far from the Robin Williams one.
No way.
It so fits Chris Farley. It is amazing.
Well, yeah, that's where they got the dance from.
Yeah.
From the ogres.
And
It's from his SNL skit.
And there's an ogre dancing like a Chippendale. Not Chippendale from Disney, but Chippendales.
an ogre.
Yes.
Layers.
And at least the ogres have butt flaps.
Wow. Huh.
Ogres in vanilla did not have butt flaps. That was something we talked about.
They don't
Yeah.
have butt flaps?
Nope.
They just,
You could see their butt. Yep.
ew.
I now know what Frasley's into.
Are we talking about like the ogre cheek, or are we talking like the full buttocks?
I'd say the full buttocks. But anyway, before we talk about butts of ogres, let's move into Come Before the Storm. Now, once this podcast is live, the Kickstarter will have ended. What a Podcast future this year is uncertain if they don't make the $24,000 Kickstarter stretch goal. So they are very close. They're about, I think, 3,000 away from it. But What a Podcast is currently in jeopardy on what it can do. No, it's not the TV show either.
I've kind of heard of Calm Before the Storm as like a Q&A place at Blizzard, right?
Come Before the Storm is a party before BlizzCon, and they have like a art meet and greet. They have a art gallery, and they've had a What a Podcast panel where you have different podcasters come together on a panel, and it produces content that you can listen to at BlizzCon or at home. And it's a way for podcasters to meet their fans, to get together.
And it costs $24,000?
To put on the entire event. This is if they can get $24,000 to get the entire event. It's a big event.
It's a huge event. It's apparently a lot of fun. I wish I could go.
Me too.
Now, we were talking about this on the Summoning Stone because I'm new to all this, to tell you the truth. I just get into podcasts a year ago, so I'm still pretty new to all this. And I don't know all that stuff. But yeah, they said that's a good place to network.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it costs $24,000 to get a room at the Blizzard.
Well, and all the different things.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, it's more than just a panel. There's a lot of stuff that goes into the event, and they will have a price breakdown of everything that goes into it. But just for my past course, I had to work on a project with an event. It cost a lot of money for events. The price of my event was skyrocketing more than I thought. Events aren't cheap where they're hosting it. I mean, there's a lot of factors into it. I don't know all the details on why they picked it, but there's a committee, like Rose on that committee. So is Seraphis. So there's a lot of people that have figured out that that's what they need and stuff like that. But yeah, Come Before the Storm is one of the crucial parties that really helps people network. And from what I understand from a lot of people and a lot of podcasters, it energizes them for the next year to go on. And there's also another party that's happening at BlizzCon. It is DitchCon 2018 Hollows and Bash. This is put on by Ponecast. This will be the third annual pre-BlizzCon party.
How much does that one cost?
A lot of time, the money isn't just for the room; it's for all the stuff that they do as well.
Yeah.
Like what?
They usually make a kind of a gift bag,
A swag bag, yeah.
swag bag for the people who can be there. If you can't be there, then they sometimes mail it out too.
Does this include like their tickets to get to BlizzCon and everything
No.
too?
No.
Because like BlizzCon's expensive too. Wow.
Yeah. So what this is I believe you go to this as well. Let's say you don't get a BlizzCon ticket. Like you just don't have the money for it, but you want to still meet people and all that. So this is also a greet and meet thing. So
Greet and meet.
yeah, so you know these people online, but you've never met them. But you cannot afford the BlizzCon ticket, or you aren't able to get a BlizzCon ticket, but you still want to meet these people. This is what this kind of event is. You actually still get to meet these
that's what
people.
tell me about. Man,
Yeah, but
that's a high bill for just having a gathering. I feel for those people.
Well, and Rooster saying this is on Combo for the Storm, but DigCon would be the same way. It's not just like a small room; it's a whole event, and both of these happen before BlizzCon. And yeah, it's for people who either can get to Anaheim but can't get to BlizzCon, or people who get there early. It's a way for them to hang out and network. It really turns BlizzCon week into kind of a festival.
Yeah, it's like a huge thing.
Yeah.
And then I know there's some people who can't go to BlizzCon, so they'll go to Disney World during the daytime and then go to all the parties at night. So,
really? Wow, I didn't. Holy Disneyland.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was right around there.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
And that's why when Disney buys Blizzard, it makes it Blizzard World. No, I don't want Disney to buy Blizzard. I don't want Disney to buy Blizzard.
So, and that's also another reason why the hotels are so expensive when you go there, because it is right beside Disneyland.
Yeah, when we were first talking about getting the Summoning Stone presence down there for BlizzCon, I saw the bill and I went, no.
Yeah, and AIE is a guild, and they have a guild hall that they do around the same
I'm
time.
in AIE.
But you're Alliance.
Yeah, I started off in AIE, and then I went to CTR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you reprinted of your ways. Okay, we're good. No, actually, AIE is a great guild as well.
Yeah.
I know a lot of great people in AIE. That's why I would be neutral, is I could then be friends with everybody. That's what I just want to be. I want us to like all be in like a little ring around the rosies, just all have like flowers in their hair.
Pockets full of posies.
Ashes, they all fall down.
You do know that song is for the plague, right?
Oh, let's all sing "Happy Fun Time." Happy fun.
Yeah, Ring Around the Rosies is about the plague. Because they wanted to cover up the bad smell, and they had pockets full of flowers.
Next you're going to tell me London Bridge is falling down is a very bad song.
Remember the 5th of November. Oh, wait, that's not.
Yeah, London Bridge is falling down is about,
It's
London.
a Fergalicious song.
The London Bridge actually fell down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Huh.
And that's why they made a nursery rhyme for it.
So, AIE.
Yeah. AIE having a guild hall, a DitchCon, and Combo for the Storm. A lot of great events happening at BlizzCon. And even though I can't go, I like to support any of them I can because I like people having fun and I like people networking in community. I'm very big into people being in community because that is what makes World of Warcraft. It's the community.
Because we talked about that on the Miscellaneous podcast. I was going to send you, me, and Sin and meet up with Navarre and everything. And then I found out how much it costs. And
yeah, it's expensive. I've got a BlizzCon fund going just to get my stuff down there.
Yeah, what a lot of people also do is they'll share hotel rooms.
Yeah, and like some will like rent a house, though Airbnb won't be as easy to do. I heard after rules have changed.
I want to do Nerdtacular too. You ever been to that?
No.
Oh, that would be kind of cool. You ever heard of that, Lady Emma?
No.
Well, that's what I was saying. I want to go to BlizzCon. We're going to go next year because I had a job change. But it's all good. By then, hopefully, people might know who the Summoning Stone is.
And my goal is to next year as well because it's either 2019 or 2020. I mean, to just buy my merch, shirt.farslikeus.com. And one final event I want to bring to people's attention is Running of the Trolls 2018 is on June 9th. And that supports the Trevor Project. And the donations are already going for that. And then they do the Running of the Trolls. And Frazzlecast is going to have a group voice chat get together that night after I get back from dinner. And we're just going to kind of run the troll run together in voice chat.
What time?
Probably 9:30 or 10 on that Saturday.
Oh, man. I'm going to try to make that. I got to go to a Hootie Kai.
All these Hootie Kais I keep hearing about.
I'm sorry. Hootie Kai is a word if you forget what the word is.
Oh, okay.
We're going to a birthday party for a friend earlier that day. I don't know what time we're leaving.
And I'll be going to dinner with my family. So once I get back from that. Yeah, my Hootie Kai as well. Now I'm thinking of the Ariel song. Thingamabobs, I've got 20. I want more. Okay, anyway.
No.
What?
Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete?
And now we got to stop the song so that way Disney doesn't get mad at
Is that
us.
a Disney song? What's it from?
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
What? Oh, wow.
So thank you all for coming to Frazzlecast tonight. Pauly, it has been great to have you. And You were here right from the beginning. There was no stopping the recording.
Yeah, I got on Twitter or Twitch, and I was like freaking out, going, "Oh god." So
I figured there'll be one.
Sorry about my microphone. I got a headset now. So
Very cool.
I'm sorry for calling you a girl before I met you.
Called me a girly man. Hold on, Pauly is a girl name?
I would think so.
Wow.
And I was thinking of Pauly the Parrot movie.
I was thinking of Paul the Alien movie, but
Oh yeah, Paul the Alien movie. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that would be Paul, but Pauly,
Yeah.
short for Pauline.
What? Oh,
Pauly, where can we find you across the internet?
You can check me out the Miscellaneous podcast. You can also check me out the Summoning Stone podcast, Summoning Stone Gaming podcast. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Just check out the podcast, and then you'll get all the information from there. I'm really bad at this. I apologize. But, yeah. How do I sound with the new headset, by the way? It's one of these Hootie Kai ones.
It actually sounds pretty good.
Gaming one. Really?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I used to have like a whole setup of the professional thing, but it went out on me.
Well, and I'm not hearing feedback, which is one of the things I could hear on certain headsets. And this one, I'm not hearing myself after you talk.
Yeah,
When I
I'm hearing
finally-
no feedback.
Okay, cool. No feedback yet. When I finally put it
Still
on
a little
actual...
bit on the quieter side, so you might need a.
Hold on, let me play some stuff here. How about now? Good times?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, way better.
All right.
Now I actually got to move mine down now because I had you brought up.
So I apologize for the bad microphone throughout the show.
It's just influence of the old gods. That's what we call it now.
Yeah. Yeah, before I was fell corrupted, but with the Legion dying and all that.
Yeah.
The Legion draws near.
You are not prepared.
And Lady Emma.
You get me a soundboard.
Oh, they're great. I love them. I've actually got 2 soundboard applications on this computer.
That's cool.
So, Lady Emma, where can we find you playing the soundboards?
You can find me on Twitter at lady_Emma. And just harass me there. And if you want to play World of Warcraft, just let me know, because I'm always looking for a buddy to help me farm old content and do achievements. Anything for achievements.
Yes, always for the achievements.
Yes.
It does not sound good.
Well, as soon as achievements came out, I was known as achievement, something that starts with an H. Yep.
Achievement Hunikai. Yeah.
Yeah, that starts with an H.
Yeah. You can find me at Fazly.com, on Twitter at Fazlytastic. You can find the show at Fazlycast.com. Subscribe at Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and I just found out that we are now on Plex. Get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. You can email us at show@Fazlycast.com. A Plex media server. It's
I'm everywhere, but I have no idea what that is.
It's a way to watch legitimate movies on streaming.
Did you hear the latest commercial I made for you? The one where you're going through the town of Frazzle?
Oh, no, I haven't heard that one yet. I'm so behind on podcasts.
God. Like, it's been a long time. Remember when we did it on
Yes!
the show? And I edited, and oh my God, you gotta listen to it.
Okay, is it the latest Summoning Stone?
No, because now we have a sponsor, so you're a couple back now.
Okay. I am behind on podcasts. I'm always bad at listening to podcasts.
I'm actually thinking maybe I need to start listening to podcasts. I've actually been out of the loop because of Audible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Audible is awesome.
Oh, it's amazing. And because of that and how many books I have still to listen to, I haven't listened to a podcast in probably 2, maybe 3 years now.
You know what was weird? We got our numbers. We got over 30,000 listeners now for the Miscellaneous podcast. And we got that from an audio story I wrote.
Really?
Yeah, a Halloween slasher one.
That was good. I see why. That was good.
Send me a link to that.
You're on my Christmas one. I liked it.
And you're in my Fazly Report, Mr. Smite one.
Oh my God, dude, that's it's awesome.
You can leave us an audible voice message at 1440-536-3711 and email us at show@fazlycast.com. Until next week, be awesome.
Don't forget to eat my lock cookies.
I don't have a cool one-liner like that.
Welcome to episode 41 of the Frazly Report. I am Frazly, the Awesome Gnome, and I'm here to deliver your weekly World of Warcraft news. Today is Friday, June 1st, 2018. This week, I want to report on a new initiative by the Titans that we have found. While running Halls of Origination for Transmog this week, I discovered that the Titans are currently working on autonomous mounts. In a passageway that only a gnome could reach, there was a lever that, when pulled, opened a wall to reveal a laboratory full of vehicles. These look like a mix between goblin and gnome technology, as the Titans are working with both races to create the ultimate mount. With the Titans having a raid in BFA, they are working on making their meta achievement mount for Glory of the Old Deer Raider be an autonomous, self-driving, ground-and-flight mount. This would encourage players to make sure they get this achievement done at the beginning of the expansion. Ellen Mox, the goblin in charge of the initiative, has been working tirelessly for years to get this new mount to work. Advancements in AI have been helping this a lot. They are working with Google's DeepMind project to train the computer how to properly avoid obstacles when on the ground or flying. We talked with a Blizzard representative for a comment on this project, because Blizzard has been combating bots and hackers for years.
Ah, yes. We can confirm that the Titans have been working with us regarding these new autonomous mounts. We are working closely with them to verify that the autonomous mounts do not operate as bots. They still require a user to initiate it and be behind the mount for input. A few testers were temporarily banned when our system encountered what it thought was botting activity, similar to how demon hunters in development were being flagged as hackers. We will continue to work closely with Titans to allow players an improved version of auto-run, one that will hopefully not cause them to run into trees, bushes, or other things while on mounts or alt-tabbed browsing Netflix in the restroom. It's where I browse it.
With news of this mount comes fear of WoW turning into a bunch of players just watching Netflix. One person on Twitter even said,
"What's next? Autonomous self-fighting combat spells and abilities?"
Who knows what the future holds, but this gnome is extremely excited to get the Aldir mount now. I spent 5 minutes in a tree yesterday while working on the field photographer achievement. I was answering a message in Discord. This has been the Frazzle Report. I'm Frazzly Sparksman. You can find the show at frazzlereport.com. Until next week, be awesome. Please, don't Netflix and Alt-Tab.
Hi, my name is Joe Hogan, and I'm a geek. And if you're currently listening to this, there's a good chance you're a geek too. So check out my podcast, Geektitude. Each week, I talk with somebody about their geek aptitude. Sometimes I talk to people in a geeky profession. Sometimes it's someone doing something really cool with their geekiness. Often it's another geeky podcaster. But it's always someone who wants to share their inner geek. So join me each week as we come together to geek out about all the geeky stuff we love. And remember, this week, keep it geek.
Frazzlecast is a fan podcast that covers Blizzard games. We are not affiliated with Blizzard Entertainment. Views expressed by the host and guests are their own. Some of the art, music, and sound effects come from Blizzard games and are owned by Blizzard Entertainment, Inc. No copyright infringement is intended.
Want more awesomeness every week? Visit weeklyawesome.com. Weekly podcasts to make your week better. Remember to smile and be awesome.
Hello, how are you guys?
I'm doing great.
I'm good. I'm sorry for my grumpy kitty.
Oh, God. What are you doing to that cat?
Nothing.
You must be. Cats don't just sit in people's laps to be unhappy.